What's going on, YouTube? Of course, this is your boy Kent Wayne, and we got some things we need to talk about today. I want to talk to you guys about Marvel's Avengers. You know, I've been playing Marvel's Avengers since the first day it came out. Heck, I literally played during the beta time, and there's so much support I had for this game to a point where that I was spending money on things that, well, now that I look back at it, I'm like, why did I spend that money? But here, I want to talk to you guys about why or how Marvel's Avengers could succeed in 2022. Because if you think about it, I have a gut feeling that this game will not probably last by the end of this year. Or if so, they continue all the way to the end of this year, that it won't continue anywhere after 2022. So if for anyone who has played Marvel's Avengers, you know that recently there's been a lot of things going on with the game. We're still dealing with glitches. And I mean glitches as in like characters disappearing from the screen, enemies being phased through walls and floors or ceilings, or better yet, being one-shotted during a cutscene that caused you to get stuck in a room. And of course, I'm talking about the raid. For anybody who has played the raid, you know, I played the raid so many times, especially with all different characters, to a point where I kind of want more. Don't get me wrong, the raid is fun, but the fact that makes the raid so dissatisfying is due to the fact that they have not added a join in progress. Now, the game's been out for almost 2 years now, and we haven't even had a join in progress. And the only two missions in the game that I would say will probably need a join in progress is the OLT and the raid. And for those who have not played Marvel's Avengers in a while, or who have not played the raid is one of those missions where it really requires you to finish the game from beginning to the end. So with that, you start off with 4 people, of course, your straight team, and you try to beat the raid. But for some odd reason, when you do play the raid, there's always either a bug that causes one of the players to crash, thus causing only 3 people into the mission, or the fact that with so many bugs that it prevents you from progressing throughout that mission. And what I mean is that, let's say if a person's system crash, especially when you need all 4 characters to open buttons, is really pointless because of the fact you can't really 3-man that whole raid. So with that, without a join in progress, it mostly frustrates a lot of players because they have to restart the whole raid, find someone to join their strike team in order to do it. And with the matchmaking thing going on, it even takes a while to find certain people to matchmake with. But I would prefer not to matchmake if you're going to do the raid, because the raid does require you to have a microphone and to communicate with other players. Now, you don't really need that when you do the OLT, because the OLT's been out for so long that some folks can probably one-man that whole OLT if they wanted to. But when it comes to the raid now, the raid, on the other hand, you actually have to have a team to do it. And, without that join in progress, it really frustrates a lot of people to where they don't really want to continue the raid. And once you beat the raid, once, let's say, you get to the Claw, the final battle of Claw, there are times where Claw even glitches as well. Sometimes he goes big, but he doesn't do the one shot. He just stays in one place. Sometimes he'll float in the air, or he'll go all the way to the bottom and you can't do nothing about it. Or to a time where once you beat him to the stun phase, it's like them doors don't really open. So again, the game has a lot of glitches. Not only that, there's less variety in it. We still dealing with the same old drop zone missions, the same old location. Like there's nothing new added to it. It's just, pretty much doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And, with that, it does get a bit tedious, tiresome. Like, most of us are already tired of fighting AIM robots. Heck, I'm tired of fighting AIM robots. I kind of want to fight a new villain, maybe like Red Skull, Dr. Doom. It would be nice to see MODOK again as a villain sector, but that's another thing. The villain sectors, like, I'm already tired of doing the whole dailies all the time, because the villain sectors, the only ones I will probably play with the most is either Abomination, Taskmaster, and Maestro. But the Warbot and I forgot the other villain sector that requires you to fight a giant robot. But those two are the ones I despise, because they are really not boss. They're really not villains. They're just we're just fighting giant robots, and out of those giant robots, we're fighting them in 3 phases, and I'm sick of that. Like, I'm really sick of that. I'm tired of fighting those robots because it's like I really don't feel like doing that. It really just takes the time out of fighting an actual boss where you can just fight them in one phase without having to go through multiple phases just to defeat them. It's just pointless. It kind of makes me miss fighting God of War, because at least in God of War, I'm just straight on going in them, straight going in. With this, I have to do this, then the phase in, then I got to take his health down, then that part's in, then I got to redo the whole thing again, and it gets tiresome. Character wise, some folks, we already gonna speculate that we're getting Yelena as a mystery character. I was hoping that we was gonna get Jane Foster, because I kind of want a new character, especially a flyer, because we definitely need one of those. I'm really tired of always having just Iron Man and Thor. That's only the main 2 flyers, and you have 10 characters and there's only 2 flyers. So it's like, out of those, Spider-Man, you can consider him as a flyer, but he's more of a swinger, so he's really not a flyer. And then of course, Hulk could possibly be one, but they already nerfed him, and Hulk is really my main character. But enough of that. Anywho, there's so much this game has, but I just feel like the developing team is lacking on a lot when it comes to this game. And not only that, now this year was supposed to be the year where we're supposed to be getting a roadmap. And we're already in February. We haven't even got a roadmap for 2022. And if we're going to speculate, we probably won't get that roadmap till probably either in the mid or end of February. And that mystery character probably won't come until like the beginning or early March. Because if we're going to follow how Crystal Dynamics did it last year, where they released a roadmap somewhere in the mid of February, I think that's we're going to probably get one, probably in the next few weeks or so. But I am anxious to see what's on the roadmap. Now, if it's something interesting, then I'll probably will play the game for a little bit. But if it's just some more of the same old generic, certain reworks here and there, and not enough, interesting missions, especially the one that we desperately need is a patrol mode. Because I was actually anxious to see what patrol mode had to offer last year, but they had switched it out with the OLT. And because of that, it kind of bummed a couple players down, because with that, we'll be able to actually explore, fight random bosses, collect some good loot and all that. But the fact I didn't like about patrol mode is the fact that it takes place in the wasteland and not any other area in the war table. Like maybe, I don't know, New York, you would think. But no, they didn't do that. So again, I literally, when I was on my PS5, I literally looked at how many hours I was on Avengers. And I was on there for about damn near 1,400 hours. 1,400 hours. I'm like, wow, I literally been on this game for long. And it's not only just on the PS5 version. I've also had this game on PS4, because at the time when PS5 came out, I didn't have one. So I've been playing mine on the PS4. So I had to add those hours I played onto the PS4 along with the hours I played on the PS5. And yeah, that's about 1,400 hours. 1,400 hours I've been on this game. I've never been on the game that long. I've never even been on GTA Online that long, let alone Red Dead Online that long, or Call of Duty that long. But this game, somehow, I've been on this game literally almost all the time. And it's just, like, I'm really trying my hardest to show so much support for this game. So much. But it's kind of hard to when we're not getting any type of feedback on what's going on. Especially with the whole, they fixed the time gate, which allowed people to replay the raid and the OLT much faster and get gear a lot faster and upgrade their characters instead of having to wait every week of a reset. They fixed the time gate. You also have, they are trying to nerf the damage buff, which it may upset some players, because some players do rely on the damage buff to do amount of damage to the enemies. And you got some who don't really apply that much damage buff to their characters. But again, with them doing these kind of secret things without telling us that they're doing it or giving us a reason why they're doing it, it pretty much drives the player base away, because who wants to play a game when developers aren't really communicating with the community and telling them, okay, so this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it. Now, to some people, they're like, well, they don't owe us any explanation. But at the same time, if we're putting this much time and money into this game, the least you can do is tell us what's going on. Like, is that hard? Like, is that really that hard? I don't know. I was really hoping for new games to come out this year, like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. But after yesterday, we found out that Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been delayed till next year. So it may have given Marvel Avengers a little bit of a leg room to kind of, up their game. But we still got Gotham Knights, which we hope that game doesn't get delayed either. But if that game does get delayed, then it could be the year where Marvel's Avengers could do something majorly big, because they won't have to worry about any other competitive online service games like Gotham Knights or Suicide Squad to go up against a game like Marvel's Avengers. And I think the reason why is because, again, Marvel's Avengers have had a lot of bugs ever since launch day. Like, the player base has already went down. Like, not a lot of people really get on for real, for real. Especially, you still got some veteran players who still play it consistently every day. Like, I was one of them. I played the game almost. That was probably the only game I ever played. But now, I'm more anxious on playing something new, because I put so much time and, of course, money into this game that it's really not going anywhere. I even heard that with all the cosmetics that we bought, that we're going to lose that. So it's like, what's the purpose of us losing what we paid for? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You might as well just give us the money that we've all invested into these cosmetics, these takedowns, these emotes, these nameplates. Like, you got to give us that money back. That's kind of low down if you actually think about removing the skins that everyone has purchased from beginning to the end. It's just bull crap, literally bull crap. But hey, what do I know? I mean, I'm just a regular casual gamer who, wants to support this game as much as I can. But the only question I have is, how much more can I support? Like, it's a two-way thing. I'm supporting the game by playing it and also paying for like the stuff in the marketplace. The devs is supposed to support the players by giving us, some interesting missions, some new characters, some more content added to the game, and fixing the bugs that consistently plagues this game ever since launch. And it's really just messing it up. So again, like, what do you guys think about that? Like, please, like, for anybody who is playing Marvel's Avengers, or for those who used to play Marvel's Avengers, leave a comment down and tell me what you guys think about that. Do you guys think that they should possibly up their game? Because I know we're already having speculation that this could be the last year of Marvel's Avengers, because even though Square Enix, they even have had a list of games that they're already working on, and of course Marvel's Avengers wasn't one of them. And then I also saw in a YouTube video. Now this could be a rumor. This could just be someone else's opinion. I'm not Crystal Dynamics. I don't work for the company, but I was told that they were but it was told that they were ceasing production on Marvel's Avengers. So that means that this game isn't going to last up to 2023. This could be the last year for Marvel's Avengers. And as much as everybody wants this game to support it, there's nothing else we can do about it. There's nothing else. I mean, I feel like this game was given to the wrong people that did not know how to do a live service game. And Square Enix already blamed CD for the poor performance of the game. But then again, the game did come out during a pandemic. And along with that, the game was also supposed to be a next-gen platform. But again, I don't work at Crystal Diamond, so I don't know. But again, leave your comments down, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I got so much I want to talk about with upcoming things as well. So I hope everyone has a great Thursday. Peace.